YouTube, we are at the finale. It is the final chapter of our legendary playthrough of the Dead Space remake with Chuck, who is the original dev, who's a writer and producer on the original trilogy and on all the transmedia. And we're gonna see the final chapter.
Here we go, let's go. Can I just gush on Gunnar again for a minute here? I mean, I was part of the casting for this, and we went through people, and I kind of had to talk Ben Winot and the team and Kate Latchford into Gunnar. And they obviously were sold on him as we got into it, but I was the first one. I was like, no, this is this guy, because of the way Gunnar acts, the way he talks and sounds. I'm like, that voice quality is what we want to listen to in our game forever. And they were like, yeah, it's good, but we didn't want, because they wanted maybe the more bedraggled older that we had in the original look of Isaac. And the characters that we were getting in, the actors for that weren't really like that nice feeling of home you get when you listen to Isaac talk. Like I said, he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
And so as we listened to more of them, and I sort of was making the case for why I thought this was a good brand match, they were like, okay, that can work. When we first put Isaac's face in, someone had mentioned too, but what I think of the new Isaac face, I'm all in because it's Gunnar's face. And so I think it's great that he's just straight up in there. When we put him in the older technology from the face scans, we had to age it up and mess it up a little bit because he was like so perfect. He was way too handsome for the bedraggled version we needed for Isaac, so they had to kind of beat him up in the version originally to make it seem like he was the guy suffering. But now I'm a huge fan of Isaac, and I think Gunnar, and I think he has inhabited the role as much or more than I had hoped the promise was when I first heard him talk.
So I think isn't like Isaac's guilt and regret what drives him a lot through his arc as a character over the several games, right?
Yeah, it's a perfect construction of that, because if you have this beyond the grave error, right? When I say beyond the grave, you make an error, and then the way to reconcile is that person is dead. You can't go to your dead mother or father or girlfriend and talk it over. That just festers inside you as an unsolvable want-need paradigm. And so, yeah, it would drive you crazy.
Yeah.
You would go crazy with guilt. Yeah, I think people were saying I wasn't sold in the face at first, but after getting used to it, I'm super biased because it's Gunnar's face. And so I'm super happy that it's true to him. All right.
Is she here?
Oh God!
Sure enough.
Oh, I knew
He got shot. What?
Kendra's betrayed us.
Oh, she's there. They kept it. I loved his Amelia arc. Boop. Dead body.
Sorry, Isaac. I couldn't trust him with the marker.
Kendra, what are you doing?
What my department sent me here to do. Even if the Valor couldn't help me out like I wanted.
Department? Who are you?
I work for EarthGov, cleaning up a very, very old mess.
Oh, nice.
I told you and Hammond that Aegis 7 was off limits. The planet was one big government experiment.
Wow.
The marker, this divine artifact, it was built by human hands.
That's impossible. It's an alien world. The miners dug up the fucking thing.
After it was planted here a few hundred years ago. Even Kai didn't pick up on that.
This is so good.
They found the first marker in some crater on Earth. That one. That was real. Alien. Enough to inspire unitology.
He's summarizing Dead Space Martyr here,
Our
basically.
people studied it and reverse engineered this red marker. But they needed somewhere to test it.
Go, Kendra, go.
Aegis 7.
You've seen the result. The stuff of nightmares. I thought the old reports were just hysteria. Until I saw.
So good.
They sealed off the whole system, buried the records nice and clean. Until CEC got greedy.
So good.
Those idiots tore Aegis 7 apart. And woke up with the old research team left behind.
So EarthGov sends you to sweep it all under the rug. Damn it, we have to return the marker. If anyone else stumbles across Aegis 7.
It was disappeared once. We can do it again. I've seen how the marker fucks with your head. It must be contained.
Ooh, I love me some Kendra.
For what it's worth, we made a great team.
Oh.
Wow.
you'll find another way off the Ishimura. I mean, you're one hell of an engineer.
Your experiment's gonna kill us all.
Oh, I love it so much. Does that now?
Wow.
What do you think
What do you mean, like?
about Kendra's arc? So having the way she performed all the way up to this point, and she gets to the point where she can finally get what she wants. She abandons Isaac, doesn't kill him, and goes off to do it. Does that all make sense?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's solid. So basically, we didn't know any of this stuff.
Oh no.
Isaac, come in. It's Nicole.
Where are you?
In the flight control room. Please, you have to come up here now. There's still a way out for us, but we don't have much time.
So that's.
All right, let's see what they're going to do. Is that going to be the cross?
Oh yeah, interesting.
If they're going to paste over the
Right.
messy ghosts who don't actually help you. I just love that. So basically, we didn't have Dead Space Martyr. Was it published at that point? I think Martyr might have been a Dead Space 2 transmedia property, which explained everything Kendra just said, like how the marker came to be here. There were several pieces of it. Sorry, we're ignoring chat. Yep.
Emergency. All personnel proceed to your designated safe zone immediately.
Look at this guy's dead in his chair.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, got no
Oh
head.
man, the headless dude.
Sorry,
Where
bud.
are we? We're up in the captain's quarters? No,
So
we're up
it's
in
like the docking bay.
the document. So I just love that. So she basically summarized all the rest of the backstory that we put together for this, right? And explained how the red market came to be and that it was man-made. Again, you guys, whenever you're making your own worlds, try not to kitchen sink them together.
There you go.
Thank God you're here. The ship's coming apart. I saw what we've been through. Your investigation. Mercy.
Yeah. Is this cross or is this an
Originally,
hallucination?
this was just a ghost.
I need you to know I'm sorry about everything.
It's okay, Isaac. You know I forgive
Okay. Yeah. So this is a
So
hallucination.
he reconciles the tri-street thing.
you. Still help. You can recall the shuttle and remote pilot it from there. Bring back the marker and we can return it to Aegis 7. You can make us whole again.
See, but she's speaking in marker
just wanna make things
language
right.
here.
Yeah.
Then let's do it together.
Now, what would that possibly be? A marker wanting to get back onto the planet to be made whole. It's only a convergence event. Is make us whole is meant make us a whole moon, make us a whole
Right.
convergence event.
Recalling shuttle USG.
Kendra's like.
She's like, mother,
Docking procedures.
this part is different if you completed the side quest.
What you're doing?
I know. I'm finally doing the smart thing.
Fucking kidding me? Shit!
Escape pod launch detected from shuttle USG.
She blows out anyway.
09.
Escape pod. Damn. We lost her.
And we got the
Doesn't
marker
matter.
now.
She can't escape her fate. But who can?
I don't know. We got to figure out what happens different if you didn't finish the Nicole quest.
I bet she
here.
doesn't. She probably doesn't apologize because you won't know what she's apologizing for.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the ship. Thank you.
The marker's on this thing, right?
Yep.
Now we're going to pilot it down there if I recall.
Yep.
Here it comes.
You know, guys, when we were designing that sequence.
Ishimura's finished. If we get on that shuttle,
Oh wait.
there's no going back.
Leave
Yeah, so
the
she's-
lights. Go. I'll reprogram the shuttle with our flight path to Aegis 7 and join you on board.
Okay.
Wait, what? She's going to meet us on the shuttle?
I guess so.
Never again.
Oh, okay. So, where was the escape pod located on that shuttle? So we were gaming this out and designing the sequence, working with the original creators. We were like trying to figure out, well, we need Kendra on the planet, and the shuttle comes back. We like screw with her by commanding it back here, pisses her off. And I was like, she ejects an escape pod off the shuttle, and people are like, it's an escape pod from the Ishimura. Why does it have an escape pod? We were like,
Don't worry about it.
Don't look over here. Don't worry about it. So of course it's got an escape pod. So yeah, I don't know, dude, where the escape pod is located in the shuttle. It wasn't a plot hole, but it was a little bit of a hat in a hat.
It's a hand wave.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
that
it.
type of thing. We made it work. All in the mind.
Yeah, so that was probably just a straight up hallucination of the marker, just trying to be like, bring us back.
Man, I just want to see. Now we got to play again. It's a good thing we're doing it. Like, because the markers only care about convergence. So why does it want to get to the planet for, right?
Well, that's
Like,
maybe
what's
where it wants to do its convergence.
Yeah, if there's enough. I forgot, you guys, if Aegis 7 had enough biomass for the original experiment, because I don't think they knew about convergence when they made the red marker, but they brought it to Aegis 7 to check for its power. It was seen as a power source as well.
You have to leave the Ishimura.
Oh, that's pretty good. You ready, guys?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. We're going to
We're
the
doing it.
Ishimura. Marker wants to go back to the planet because there's not enough biomass on the Ishimura, but the biomass of the colony and the hive mind can actually kickstart the process. Right, and the hive mind's down there, so...
Oh, then maybe the hive mind needs it.
Oh, hi.
I knew you'd come back.
Are you ready?
Was this in the original where she was with you on the ship?
Yeah, yeah.
Together again.
Let's go.
Stop us now.
Dialogue in the room is different. Isaac was more open with her. Oh, sorry. At this point, it can work if she's the marker trying to get you to do stuff. Oh,
Oh, that's a nice cut.
that was great.
Just have his head hurt.
His head hurt.
No. With you, I can handle anything.
Another cut.
One more ride together then.
This would make sense if this is a hallucination from the marker because it's trying to get itself back and using Isaac to get the
Daniel said
Yeah.
marker back to the planet to start convergence.
some experiment they abandoned hundreds of years ago.
Oh, look at these two talking about stuff.
So the correct thing would have actually let Kendra take it, right? Because that would have been the safest option.
It would have saved everything. If Kendra had gotten it, EarthGov would have
If
secured
you're
it
not
and it
ready,
wouldn't.
the miracle must be as terrifying as a nightmare.
Already went.
The planet is restless, hungry.
Oh,
It'll
nice.
try to eat us alive.
Did they land already?
But we
Yeah. Sorry, chat. Looks like we're dropping frames again. Big level.
Oh, wow. Sorry, chat. Slideshow. The blurs are crazy. Just blowing up our.
Yeah.
Sorry. This might smooth out on the stream.
Yeah. It'll smooth out here in a second after this cutscene, I think.
Where's Nicole? She's just sitting down.
I think she just disappeared.
What? Oh. So, yeah, this makes sense. And if the marker is tricking Isaac to get the marker back onto the planet to start convergence. So that all ties out. Okay.
Wow.
Would it have fixed things if Kendra got hold of it? No, because Kendra eventually the EarthGov captures Isaac anyway because of his knowledge of the marker, right?
What's that?
This is where the piece was pulled from on the planet, and it's tethers between the planet tethers and the Ishimura. They push the chunks up towards the Ishimura.
Oh.
So these are holding the chunk in place.
That's cool.
You don't want these to turn off. That's what I'm gonna do. This was some of our best concept art from I think Ryan Church from ILM. I'm happy somebody was saying they like my idea of the ghosts being for good. We talked about it in a previous episode as well. I'd want to reimagine something. Oh, well, hi Nicole. I forgot she was here.
She's just hanging out. Oh, there's a marker. Hi, marker. I remember this part. I remember very vividly from the
Really?
original game. Yeah.
What
'cause
about it?
Just because you're just following the marker. It's this thing you've been following, and then
The whole
there's-
game and suddenly it's right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Tectonic load. We don't have long before all that rock falls. How do we do this?
We return
I remember
to
drawing
the
out,
pedestal.
return the marker to its pedestal, so they kept that in. They just directly to the evacuation site.
It'll work. The hive mind will obey. We'll be whole again. You and I can be together.
Cause see, oh gosh, is that what we think we're doing? Is like, we're gonna silence the hive mind, and the marker will be
Come
like,
on,
what do we think we're doing? What do we think we're doing? at
I
this
think
point?
we think
What
that
does
we're.
Isaac think is it doing?
We think that the marker will make the hive mind go away.
It'd be quiet.
Yeah.
Well, but why is sorry guys, this is not. Okay, well the threat was EarthGov dragging the marker was going to be Mercer taking the marker on the Ishimura back to Earth, right? We've stopped that, and so what harm is the hive mind to anybody?
Right.
Who cares if it's active, if it's big or not, unless it's going to, unless the hive mind is going to start a convergence event.
Well, I think, yeah, I don't even know if Isaac knows what a convergence event is,
But
though.
he's been talking about it. Like, he doesn't know what it is, right?
Right.
He knows it wouldn't be good if one got started. We know now as the fan base that a Brethren Moon being created would not be a good idea. And as a matter of fact, Tau Volantis is the only reason there aren't more of them active in eating Earth. But here on Dead Space 1, like, what should you do with the original red marker? We'll destroy it so that you can't
Yeah.
have a Brethren Moon made in any capacity. So taking it back into a pedestal to stop a hive mind is, ended up being a weird
Yeah.
loop lore there. So I would still tie it in and be like, this marker is trying to get to convergence, and this is going to do it through the hive mind.
Yeah, I think it's hard because you are trying to do one thing that you think is good as the protagonist, which is actually bad, and the other people, like Kendra, are doing something that is actually good.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just kind of a confusing needle to thread from the player's perspective of like, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy? Because at the end of the day, you are actually kind of doing wrong. Like, we should have not brought the marker back.
You should have let your Earth try to sequester it and keep it out of
Or
the hands.
or destroy it or something else, right?
Right. And you putting it back is a problem. But again, that is like,
Oh God.
now we're confused again on the role of, there's one behind you.
Oh Jesus.
Sorry. Confused again on the role of the ghosts. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Now there's like this weird state of
Right.
Like, this was clearly the marker trying to get you to do its bidding.
Stop doing things. No, reload faster.
Oh yeah, we were way faster. So when we said under the plastic cutter?
Oh God. Oh God. Stop.
So when I said that when we took over Dead Space after halfway through Dead Space 2, Glenn and crew left to go make Sledgehammer games, and Ben and I were handed the lore reins, Ben Renat and I. We had a lot of lore to clean up because we've been putting a lot of kitchen sink stuff in, like Dead Space Fields and...
We combined them, but there's a dead space in that signal.
Oh,
Around the marker itself. The eye of the storm. They can't stay in it for long.
I've seen it. With this pedestal. Why there?
okay, here we go, guys.
The marker's pulse will be felt across the planet. The dead will sleep. And the living will see what can't be forgotten.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll sleep. All right, let's see what they're doing. I want to see if they changed this. Do you guys think they changed it?
Yeah. So it's just tough because you're trying to thread multiple.
Wait, what line did she say, guys? She said the line, title drop.
She said Dead Space.
Oh, she said Dead Space. All I ever wanted to do was tie it out. They pulled it all the way into Dead Space 1. What were you going to say now?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's hard because you're trying to do multiple things, which at the end of the day could just be a little bit confusing.
Yeah. Has my last name under the plasma cutter? If you look under this plasma cutter, can you see under it?
I don't know. Hold on.
I don't think it's true, you guys. Really?
Are they messing with us? Are they trolling us?
I think you're trolling me.
What is it supposed to say?
Under the plasma cutter, it says beaver.
Does it?
I don't think it does.
That'd be amazing if it did. That'd be really funny.
So, like this level of complex lore, I've since learned is is difficult, and you first of all need to nail this shit down, because heaven forbid you're successful and you have to make a Dead Space 2, and it's all confusing.
They
And
lied
so,
to us. You guys are trolling us.
You didn't see it?
Everyone's gonna laugh at us in chat now.
It says Schofield Tools. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The original was Schofield Tools, based on Glenn, as an honorific Gambit. So I would just go back all through this and make sure all this is super clean. Like, okay, what are the rules for the ghosts? Are they good? Are they bad?
Mm-hmm.
It can have a Dead Space field all it wants. That's fine. But the lore and the story of Dead Space 1 is what is the purpose? What is the as the plan of the antagonist marker, Brethren Moon Force? What is going on here? And just make it clear from that so that it flows more cleanly into Dead Space 2.
Yeah. Oh, I have so many upgrades.
So many things. Can you upgrade your force gun? Man, I would make that thing like the most powerful thing on the planet.
The only reason that I don't want to is I know that we might have to fight a hive mind.
Yeah, you're right.
That I don't know if this would be good.
Plasma cutter would be your good bet there.
That's kind of what I think. Oh, buddy, look at all these upgrades. Melee attacks, I don't really care about melee attacks. Applies damage over time to each shot. Yeah, baby.
Ooh, DOT plasma cutter, good stuff. Let's see. Let's just see how this works.
If you see this, you can.
Oh, you were allowing? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if people are saying, unless they're saying mean things.
It's been a very lovely chat crowd the whole time.
Thanks for being cool, chat.
Yeah, chat. Okay, this will get very ugly now. We made it through that. We made it through that really difficult spike on the first one. So.
Yeah. As long as I
I'm happy to hear you say that when you finally see the marker that it's a gratifying payoff.
Well, and it's this whole level is you're just slowly. It's very like ominous, right? Like you're slowly encroaching this marker through, and you're like guarding it, but it's also a very ominous thing. That's why I have such distinct memories of this level. Oh, buddy.
Couldn't a general sentient AI be extremely helpful since it wouldn't be affected by the markers, or would it be a low reason why AI like Cortana would be helpful? Yeah, absolutely. I think that might be a good Dead Space 4 plot, especially since the marker is itself created and somewhat sentient. So you've got already a weird combination of technology and sentience going on. Like, would one that we create be actually immune, or would it be complicit? We'll have to just see.
Gotcha. Oh, buddy.
Line gun traps go hard here.
Yeah. I'm out of ammo, though.
I've been a DS fan since 2010 and had zero bad interactions with the fans. DS fans seem to be fairly chill. They really are. Pretty solid group. We have the coolest fans. I like the fourth thing just because it blows the skin off them, and we get to see Motive's hard work and all of that. How enjoyable. That's a really messed up lurker. When did that thing show up?
Hey, you doing all right? Show me your tentacles, baby. Show them
Why
to me.
is it so... Oh, it must be a more powerful one. Oh, it's really much. Die.
I'm just gonna stomp him until he dies. Bam. He survived that.
Okay, so we're going to put this thing back in the pedestal, turn the hive mind back off, turn everything back the way it was before the Ishimura sinned, and somehow we think that's a good plan. All right, that sounds like...
So I think now obviously, if I wanted to get really nitpicky, I'd say, why are the necromorphs attacking me when I'm bringing the marker back, which should be a good thing that they want? Oh, no.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Lore Problems 101. Like, you have to... Oh, man, that's so great. There's an entire other enemy sitting under there in the skin system. That's nuts. So there's one weapon. Right?
Yeah.
What's the lesson there for narrative? So, Caliente.
Your mother was a unitologist.
Look at this more fat lore.
So much it killed her. Is this what she would have wanted?
She did. Would that make this easier?
Maybe it's a good thing. I'll never know.
It's nice because then it gives that gives Isaac a personal reason, besides the whole thing. Like, obviously necromorphs are bad; they're killing everybody, and they killed his friends and stuff. But it's like now it's a deeply personal reason why he would not like necromorphs and whatnot. It's
Because
like,
unitology brought it about.
yeah, because and unitology, like my mom killed herself because of this, right? So it's a very deeply personal thing to him.
Yeah.
Rather than just altruism, which in and of itself makes him a hero, but it's also like,
I think the necromorphs, although there's a couple things that people in chat like, they're kind of animalistic, is why they attack you.
Maybe they just don't have control.
But then why do we have a hive mind?
Yeah.
So the hive mind, like I said, we just kept putting kitchen sink stuff into this lore. Like, there's a hive mind, okay, and some of the stuff was hard to reconcile, right, with stuff on the frame. So what was the lesson we took from this? I took from this as a creator. A lot of it was keep the lore simple but interlocked, right? And don't skip ironing out the implications. Like, you can't expect to build a story off of a lore that doesn't survive inspection, right?
Yeah, and like it's interesting when you're making games, right? It's like you could do the Santa Monica Studio Naughty Dog version where it's like you basically write the entire like script for the game and then you try and as lockstep as you can. Not that they don't change lockstep it that way, but for something like this, when you were describing it, it was kind of like, well, this level will change in this way, and maybe we'll make it do this. So there's always things changing that you have to kind of tweak, and then sometimes you just don't get it right.
Well, or that people come up with solutions that I have since learned, to my great shock, that not everybody is
Gravity control.
even concerned that lore integrity is made given a decision. I just thought, isn't that like breathing air? And so sometimes you'll have quick decisions that seem tasty in the moment, and they actually screw things up.
Yeah.
So that was a shocking revelation.
You could do what in your mind is, this is the, oh no, I hear him screaming. My favorite guy. God damn it.
Yeah. I love how much you hate those.
In the moment, you could be like, in the moment, in a microcosm, this would be really cool to do. But then, you know,
Two of them playing.
I know. I'm actually gonna do this.
Oh, funny. Insanely
Yeah.
effective. One more time.
Bad.
So is he still alive? Oh, I just oh, good job.
Oh boy. I'm telling you now, Chad, I would have a lot to offer in our conversation, but I know with all the fighting that's going to be happening, you're just going to see me here staring at the screen.
Well, some people here watch us play this game. Not here as chat. What were you saying now about the... Sometimes you just make a decision in the
sometimes
moment.
you make a decision where you're like in a microcosm, like, oh, wouldn't it be cool in this level if Isaac had lasers shoot out of his eyes? And it's like, yeah, that's cool. But then you're like, oh, wait. Now in the context of everything else, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I do find that it's not 100% of people that are, what am I trying to say, obsessed with like lore, like answers are only available inside the lore column that you built. So people will grab stuff that they just think sounds cool, right?
Right.
And you're like, well, actually, you realize that breaks it. But it happens all the time. Like, think about like Last Jedi in Star Wars, right? Like, Rian Johnson basically ruined the whole world by having the warp drive of the Holdor maneuver.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, if you could just equip a ship with a warp drive and drive it through, well then why isn't that the main weapon?
Exactly, because you could do things that make really cool moments, but then in the context of the entire story and what you're actually trying to tell with the entire arc of the narrative, or with the story of the game as a whole,
Right.
you could actually make an error, and we call those plot holes.
Well, yeah, or even in Harry Potter with the Time Twizzler with Hermione. Like, you
Yeah.
introduce time power into the world and then just throw it away later. Like, those are big
Yeah.
no-nos for lore, as far as the lore nerds go.
But yeah, and it happens to everybody, And so it's interesting, like because when you were writing this, you were still relatively early in your career, and you were also still relatively early in your narrative design days. So you're able to look at this, which I think is cool, like with a critique, but you're not beating yourself up, and you're not being like, that was stupid. How dumb was that? It's just like, oh, we just didn't know at the time. Like,
Yeah,
we tried our best.
Yeah, and you're so into game dev when you're doing, you've got so much happening, and having to solve problems, and you maybe don't always have time to sit and workshop everything to death. And so unless you put together a pretty robust world right off the bat that contains somehow magically all the answers you'll ever need,
Yeah.
you've got to answer on the fly, and you're like, okay, blurt, and so you end up with some weird places.
Get in there.
Yeah, why is it all about this? So we'll see. Someone is asking about the Ubermorphs, and are they designed to be like the hive mind? But I think so. If you're referring to the Ubermorphs that look like the hive mind, yes. I think that was a Dead Space 2 thing? Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Flood was an inspiration for part of the Pregnants that come out, because that had just come out at the time. And we were like, those are cool, we should have some of those. Plus they're also easy to do in small numbers. What is this? Did we do this in the original?
This is neat.
This is really beautiful. Where are we going?
I'm gonna get so lost again.
Oh, Stacy.
I hear things.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's bad guys.
Oh yeah, at the end of those two. In this case, on a specific one, there's a nuke-shaped thing that blinks all red in the back of the map. I don't know what it is. Ooh, I don't know. I'd have to see a picture of it. I'm not quite sure.
But yeah, I think the long and the short of it is cliche at this point, at least for people in game dev. But game dev's really hard.
You keep saying it.
and sometimes it's like, oh, maybe you make choices or things happen, and it's just like, well, that was what we knew at the time, you know.
Yeah, and I think the lesson is like lore and plot holes deserve a huge amount of homework before you start. Like if you try to just do it by the seat of your pants, that's going to be these problems. I'm not saying we did all this by the seat of our pants. I'm just saying we just didn't spend months and months, you know, sweating out the lore. And as we got going, you know, we needed some answers and had to come up with them.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Isaac didn't even have Nicole on in the first version of the story. Like that wasn't, we didn't have that story. And BioShock came out and it was a big hit and it required, like, oh, people expect some story in their fun, you know, single player games.
Oh boy.
So this was our,
please.
The ad was to put her on. Or Isaac was
Okay,
Oh,
hello,
Bruce.
sir. I'm just gonna hit you with a couple of these real quick. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, this is bad. This is really bad for me.
Really bad. Oh no!
I goofed that one up big time.
Mm-hmm. Is the hive mind really needing to be tamed, or is the marker lying just to be back on the pedestal? This is the question I have. So I just want to see how all this comes together, because they've introduced convergence in Dead Space 1, which is the arc of the markers. So then what the marker wants and what we're doing with it must somehow relate to convergence. There's no choice now because it's in frame. The Flood by far, they can use technology and command starships. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was thinking not the Flood. I was thinking the little creatures in Halo?
Yeah, there's a flood.
Is that the Flood? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm thinking something else. Dark and curious question. Are people still conscious even after they are turned into a necromorph? I'm going to answer that in my Dead Space 4 pitch when we talk about it, because maybe they are.
Ooh. Cliffhanger.
If they asked you to be a cameo Chuck in Dead Space 2, would you do it? I would be honored. In the video, I watched a clever gift in Slight Edge versus Necros. If you let me one necromorph on a date, Brian.
Oh, God.
You're not dead. I don't think necromorphs are dateable because they're trying to kill you.
How is he still alive?
He's like an in-game dude.
Holy Lord above. I'm out of stasis.
Of course, yeah. Sorry guys, this level is so big, it's like dirt.
Well, I'll give you a play-by-play. I'm dying. For those who are
Sorry,
just
guys.
now audio listeners.
We'll be doing another VOD discussions about DS4 and stuff, so we won't be doing it in these.
Am I doing something wrong? Can I
Yeah, you
not?
gotta get around behind him. You have to stay
Oh,
around
I'm
behind him.
stupid. I wasted all my ammo on this guy.
Ooh. Okay, it's smooth.
I'm doing a big. Oh boy, hi.
Hit the yellow spots.
There we go. Jesus Christmas.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's behind the net.
Sorry, chat. This one area right here is very frame droppy. I'm gonna try and leave.
Okay, you're doing better. All right, we got the marker through. Thank you. Many thanks from all of us from the Dead Space Necroposting Facebook group. We loved your playthrough. Can't wait to see the finale.
You are here right now. You are a part of it.
Why is the vintage armor the only armor that keeps Isaac's head? I don't know. What kind of human becomes the brute? I think it's like 3 or 4 humans all shipped together. How long have the markers existed in universe? I know about a black marker causing the death of dinosaurs as revealed in the book Martyr. Correct. So markers have been around for a very long time, at least back to the beginning of the Cretaceous, the KT boundary, Cretaceous-Jurassic? Triassic period. And then who knows how many eons before that. I don't know how old Tau Volantis was, because Tau Volantis stopped them. We have to see. That's a good. If they mention I've gunnered all of his lines twice, one takes for high health and one for low. That gladdens my heart to hear that he just got to sit and love on this franchise, hardcore for all this. It's just so good. I don't know if you guys even, I'm sure you noticed, but like, you know, he brings a huge amount of consistency to the thing. Like he pulls back your knowledge of his character from 2 and 3 into 1 in a way that is, I don't know, it's important to like keep it all together. Great. All right.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear. I'm sure they've done interviews with him, but I'd love to hear his thoughts on what it was like to revisit the franchise. But he's revisiting the origins of the franchise because he wasn't in Dead Space 1 originally. So that had to be a really interesting experience for
I
him.
haven't seen these. I'm sure they've got interviews planned. Like he's good marketing material. He's really good on camera. So. Why'd you guys redesign the health bars with holograms in DS2 and 3? So actually, you know, this health bar here in Dead Space 1 in the remake is a little bit of the same piece. We were just going for an upgraded look, you know. It was Dead Space 2, we had more tech. We just needed some version of it to be visually enjoyable versus the first one, right? So it was just a nice translated. These enemies are also powerful. You're just walking around on the goose and you're stuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, the events on Tau Volantis happened like a million years before. Yeah, I have to look at the timeline, but the Tau Volantis event was way long time ago. Long enough that it saved us from being eaten. Favorite character across the Dead Space story? I don't know, Brian, what do you think after watching all 3?
Well, everybody except Isaac's not very likable.
I like Ellie. I love Ellie.
Oh yeah, if we're talking the entire franchise, yeah, Ellie for sure.
Yeah, sorry, in the first game here, I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Kendra in this. Like,
oh, buddy.
Oh, not this guy. You know, like, neat parts gonna come up at some point?
Yeah.
Kendra in this is my favorite. Sure, the remake, they're all really good, but obviously, Gunnar goes without saying, it's cheating to say Gunnar's my favorite. Isaac is the protagonist. But Kendra, the remake here is just great. Tanya Clark as Nicole. Her big role really showcases her as the acting chops. I loved it.
Yeah, because I think almost everybody except for what's her name, Elizabeth Cross, seems to betray Isaac.
Who is it?
Elizabeth Cross, because she's like the only one who doesn't betray Isaac.
Oh yeah. Well, I like Kendra's betrayal was less. I mean, she betrayed. She didn't kill him. She's like, look, I got a thing to do. You'll be okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So she leaves him be, right? Which is pretty good.
Yeah, and everyone, or they either betray him or they lose their marbles and they just go crazy.
It's hard. So there's a lot of great stuff in here. You know what I mean? I think it's just all really solid. It's a good ensemble. Isaac and Kendra make a really nice duo in this. I think is really good, right? And then the Nicole thing stays nice and creepy and weird. Huge amount of great history. Like, what a great setup for his characters. So, Peter Mensah is Hammond. Yeah, Peter Mensah. I love Peter Mensah. He's good. He was the original Hammond. He was fun. That's kind of the guy in DS3 that freezes to death is pretty solid. Yep, he was good. I didn't care much for Carver until I played through co-op for 3. Yeah, right? I mean, a Carver type character, like a military dude, is not what we would have crafted for the Isaac, which we'll talk about in our Dead Space 3 retro. But Ricardo Chavara, like, who doesn't have a man crush on Ricardo Chavara? Like, that guy is like so awesome. He was so great to work with, and so he brought all of his fun, great energy into the thing. So, like I said, I would probably find a way to recast him.
Yeah,
I would
bring
find
him
a
in.
character for him to be. We would find some other way to do that.
You're almost there, Isaac. Get the marker to the pedestal. Hurry.
Okay.
5 Nights at Freddy's Dead Space collab.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
I find that's it.
It's coming. So I gotta get
Look,
that.
look, guys, we're getting close to the end. Here we go. Yeah, Strauss was fun. I was talking with Brian about that earlier before the podcast. Like, Ben Winot had a very specific understanding of Strauss in that he was losing his mind in a dangerous way. He was supposed to become this, like, you're like worried, like, oh, wait a minute, this guy's becoming psychotic. Like, I'm worried about him standing behind me. And when we were in the motion capture sessions doing it, he ended up becoming a little more afraid and losing his mind in like a shrinking way or a scared way. And so we would probably keep Kurt and just redo that with Kurt's Kurt react it so that he is more of the threat that Bimonot had in mind.
Yeah, more of like an unstable person.
Yeah, like a person that you're worried about, like what's going to happen next. A dramatic question should come up there because of it. Well, look at this place, you guys. This is on the planet. Look how much fun Motive had here. Their new corruption take in the new light is just damn good. That's good. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Brian. Are you dead?
Sneezing immediately died.
I'm back. Yeah, instead of trying to cover up and hide the markers, couldn't Kendra or Isaac just put the marker on a shuttle and set it on a course to the nearest star? In this case aftermath, the marker shard was destroyed by a point reactor. Yep. You know, it's funny though, we're looking back on Dead Space 1 in the hindsight of 3 Dead Spaces and a bunch of transmedia where we did, make the lore be about convergence, right? So, franchises aren't always so clean about their stuff. Sometimes you kiss your sister. Sometimes you torture your daughter not knowing that she's your daughter even though the Force should be telling you these things. So some of our favorite franchises on Earth, just hand wave a bunch of retcon that they want.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before, is just sometimes you just make a decision in the moment that sounds cool, and then later you're like, oops.
Please, Isaac, the hive mind is coming. You have to make us whole.
Make us whole. Okay.
Okay, I'll make you whole.
Okay. I love your question too. I don't know if I'm doing what it wants. Why are these little bastards still attacking me?
I mean, you could say that like.
Legs on me.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, that
Lord.
was bad. You could say that like if they weren't attacking Isaac, maybe he like would catch wind that what he's doing isn't smart, but.
Or they just don't know any better. They're just,
Yeah.
They don't. I don't know. It's hard to say. What you want though is, from a lore perspective, that you don't ask this question.
Yeah.
And that you, as a matter of fact, start putting things together. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
if this is blank, then that's blank. Oh, is this what's going to happen? So that's your goal.
All right, here we go. This is it. I think.
Okay, guys, we're getting close. Ooh, look! Okay, now what's it doing?
My brain.
This is where the marker puts its signal in Isaac's brain. It's been so long since I've seen the end of Dead Space 1. What?
Thank you, Isaac. I always believed in you.
Nicole.
We're whole again. We are whole.
Oh, convergence event?
Geo-orbital gravity tethers offline. Tectonic load released. Impact imminent.
Oh, all those things are exploding.
Evacuate immediately.
Oh, dude, this is all such a mess. Guess what else the marker does when you plug it back in? It does an EMP blast, which takes the tethers offline, which makes the load come down to crash.
Which is gonna kill everyone here anyway, right?
Well, did you click the button?
Was I supposed to click it? Oh, I gotta go this way.
Oh, sorry. Because now I don't even know, to be honest. And I helped write this case, so I'm not bragging on anything that I didn't help create. But it's like, what?
Forget
Oh.
Isaac. There's no fixing this.
Let her go, Gabe.
Wait, how does she have Nicole?
Who go?
Ooh!
Can't you see how delusional you are?
We've got to go. The payload from the planet crack is about
Oh,
to
he's
fall.
making it up that she's
Chance
got
to come
Nicole.
around, Isaac. But if you still won't see it, I'll help you. One last time. Rig-link override. This time, watch to the end.
Isaac, it's me. Oh, I wish I could talk to you.
She looks worse for the wear, doesn't she? She's not listening.
Wish I could talk to someone.
Sorry, chat, that there's lag.
Falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. Strange. Such a little thing. Just had a talk. That's all this research was in the end. Not much, is it? Just had to make it listen when he begged for convergence. But I had a different prayer. It spoke. And then it listened. Make this stop, I said. Maybe it understood. I can't believe I was taken. Why can't I see you again, Isaac? I loved you. I always loved you.
It must have been fun for Tanya as well. She got to redo all of
Yeah.
the lines from the first one. So she inherited the character in the second one.
She's Elizabeth Cross.
Oh, yeah, so it was crossed the whole time.
Hydroponics.
Oh, there it is!
Saw what the marker wanted you to see.
Sorry, chat, when I look this way, it shits the bed frames-wise.
Oh, check.
No.
She can't be. What the hell did you do?
You did this to yourself. Nicole's been dead this whole time. You just couldn't handle it, could you? Because if she's gone, at least now it'll be in safe hands. The marker won't turn anyone else into its puppet. Give me the loader remote. No. It's over. We're whole again. For God's sake, I'm not going to ask again, Cross.
No! Enough people have died!
Then just do it. I've got nothing left
She didn't shoot her.
Oh, no.
It's better this way, Isaac.
You'll never recover from what the marker's done to you. Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Dead Space 2.
Buried, just like Earth God wanted.
So they chose not to change any of the motivations to put the marker back in the pedestal and do all that stuff, right? So they kept all of Dead Space 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved how you guys solved the Fermi paradox with the Brethren runes. It's such a Lovecraftian solution. Thanks. That's my favorite piece of the lore that I would really want to keep from Dead Space 3. They put Dead Space in this game, which I love, which is great.
So Nicole, why did she kill herself? Was she just, because of the outbreak, she was just like, I don't want to live through this?
I think she didn't think she was going to survive. Yeah, she was like, it's all over. There's no hope at that point. And
Yeah.
so she decides to off herself.
Which is sad, because Isaac could have been there to try and save her.
Yeah. My hive mind fight had a ton of lag, and I wasn't even streaming.
Oh boy, I hope it's okay.
Oh yeah. Are we gonna watch the alternative ending after, Brad?
Yeah, I don't know how we get the alternative ending.
We have to play back through the whole game, I assume. So.
Oh yeah, well, we may not have
We
time for
may not have
that.
time for that. We'll see if we can watch it on YouTube. Did Isaac know Nicole was dead from the beginning, or did Kendra intercept the broadcast and only let Isaac see the beginning? Isaac was in denial already because of the trauma of how their relationship was, and he just couldn't believe that she was dead. That was the entire story of this, is like, the marker played on his already kind of fragile mind, and he just didn't want to see that she was dead, and then Kendra makes him see it at the end, where it's revealed that she's been dead the whole time, and the marker was toying with him. So it's a combination of his state of mind and the markers kind of playing him.
All right, here we go. Here it is, final boss. Let's do it.
Oh.
Bleh.
Is there any plans to make the lore Bible a part of the public? Is that pretty classified?
I mean it.
Oh, hey. Hold on. Look how good she looks. This is so different than the original animation. It's like, oh, here she goes. Oh! Kendra! Smack and smash! Here she goes.
Oh God. Mushed her.
That's
Oh,
a great
boy.
arc for her. She was just an unredeemable villain at the end, so that's great.
Look at how many animal boxes there are. Holy crap.
Now you're surrounded by this meatball.
Here it is, the hive mind. Oh God.
This is all I got left.
Wow, that's great.
What does he say?
This is all I got left. Because he lost everything.
Yeah, it's so good.
I have very distinct memories of this too, obviously. being
Yeah?
The final boss. I remember before I played Dead Space. Oh God, somebody's gonna help.
That's just vomiting things at you. That's not good.
Oh, I do have to like blow these up.
Oh no. Are they gonna blow up if you don't blow them
I don't
up?
know. I was watching my stepbrother play it because I was too scared to play through it myself, and I remember him playing this fight and he kept dying. And when you die to this thing, it's such a like grotesque. It's like crunching on
eats
you.
you, right?
Yeah, it's so disturbing. And I remember that just really messed me up. And how he's got like weird open ribs on his belly. It's
Yeah.
gross. No, run, Isaac, run.
This is actually, I don't know if they kept the sound. This is a saxophone.
Oh, like a squealing
It's a
saxophone.
squealing saxophone that, gosh, I don't remember which of our sound designers modified it, but it definitely is. You're not welcome.
Come on.
Can we kinesis the big ones? Can we just use kinesis them?
Oh, can I grab him out of the air?
Can you grab them out of the air?
Yeah, we gotta try and grab him.
Okay. Oh!
Come on.
No? Try to grab one?
No,
No.
didn't work.
Sorry, it's not working. No kinesis.
Either that or I'm just bad. Come on. Gotcha.
Got you in your little eyeball. My favorite was the solution for this was like, people were like, well, how do you get resources in this fight? We're like, the hive mind throws them. We're like, why does it? Okay.
This throws ammo at you?
Throws ammo at you.
Oh, he's so gross. He's so tentacly and nasty. Oh, hi.
When Nicole said she had a different prayer and begged Marker to make it stop, I think the marker pushed her to end her life. No, I don't think so. I'd have to go back and really study that scene to see what they put into the dialogue there, to see what makes sense. I'm not quite sure. Oh god.
Thank God I have the upgraded.
Oh, is that what's making him burn? Is the DOT? That's
Yeah, and
great.
I can shoot way faster now too.
Yeah, they're burning. Oh good, everyone's favorite.
Rap, rap, rap.
Sound design for the games, those guys were really creative. One of the other sounds was the Bay Area Rapid Transit, BART.
Oh, the screeching BART,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a point where you're on the BART, maybe it's when it's underground, going to between San Francisco and Oakland, that it makes a really intensely unpleasant sound that one of the sound designers, I think Don Becker, had remembered. So he went and got it, and it shows up at a couple places. It might be part of this hive mind. Oh, look, more things to shoot.
More
Might be part of
globs.
this. Uh-oh, did we lag it again?
That looks okay. No, don't smack me. Oh, gross.
Oh,
Goop.
you're getting pooped on.
Show
That thing
me.
looks amazing in the new. Oh,
I-
it's the trail of Don't Go. Look how crazy it
Ow.
looks in the new. Look at all of its tentacles and its back and
Ow.
stuff. Yeah, that's normal.
I'm just gonna run through this. I don't know. That didn't work.
Oh, this fight is so much. Oh, so cute.
Just gonna run back and forth now.
It's a good plan. Good plan.
Yeah.
You got it. I like the puke. That's a cute idea.
No, run, Isaac. Run, Isaac. I'm just gonna run around in circles. Oh, God. Oh. Shoot his little ball sacks here on the bottom.
Whose idea was the Nicole
What the
ending
hell?
moment? I think it was the original creative directors, Brett. His idea was once we had her in, that Isaac was here for his girlfriend, dead girlfriend, who was dead all along. The fun, obvious gag for that is that at the end, he learns that he had been hallucinating in a Sixth Sense kind of style about the world. You know, he was just been living a lie the whole time. Partly, like I said, because of himself, and partly because of her. Oh, look how powerful the plasma cutter is.
Yeah. This is
Was the
nasty
ending of the
looking.
game always intended to be a huge, big boss fight against a huge flesh monster? Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, the lore Bible question. Let's talk about the lore Bible. That is a weird urban legend that's been going on. We had a lore Bible just because we needed one. Ben and I had to put it together, as you guys have heard me talking through this whole cast about some inconsistencies and what, if this is true, then what does that mean? What are the traits and attributes of necromorphs and markers and marker colors and everything? So we had taken a stab at getting that together, and then everything that we needed for all the transmedia, the timeline, you know, what was going on with, you know, the martyr timeline, and what was going on with the black marker. So, but I don't, for the life of me, know if that was a document. I can't remember, and where it sat. It's not a publishable thing, as far as I know. There wouldn't be any reason not to publish the Dead Space lore Bible. I just don't know where it is. If Ben Winod happens to get a hold of this video, Ben, do you know? Did we have it anywhere? I don't remember if it was a thing. I know that we had to have a reference document somewhere. We couldn't have done all this work without such a thing. So, if we can find one, dudes, we'll publish it. I promise. Dudes and dudettes.
All right, the final dongle here. Gotcha.
Oh gosh. This was probably one of my favorite ingenuities that the team had come up with, this thing. Because we'd done the grab a couple times. And
This part here,
what are we
I
gonna
remember
do?
so distinctly.
It's such a great it's such a simple, elegant solution. Turn you upside down, all your controls are slightly backwards, you gotta kill one thing.
I
while holding.
can't do it.
Yep, it's a challenge, right? It's such a simple challenge, but because it's backwards, like, oh,
I can't get it.
Oh, you got it, Brian. Shoot it, Brian.
Oh, God.
Shoot it.
The controls are so finicky.
I know.
No, come on.
Do it.
I got
Oh, you got one.
Eh,
Come on, Brian. I believe in you.
No. Yes. Yes.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was, I don't know if Chris Stone done this.
That's the part I remember because if you fail, it eats you and it just crunches and it's so disturbing.
All the deaths, that became another feature of the game we didn't know we were making until it was like, oh, yeah, all the deaths should be fun. So we certainly had fun with it in Dead Space 2 and 3. And it was partly Dead Space 2. But, no, this was a really great sequence. I was so proud of that. So the big
Yeah.
booger monster at the end, we always knew we were going to have a big hive mind boss fight because that was the nature of games at this point. And what's funny about Dead Space 2, that was the problem. We didn't originally plan to replicate it. And we did focus tests, and people were like, yeah, no, where's the boss fight? We're like, crap. Here, let's break the lore and put one in.
Sorry, chat, we're dropping frames again. Doesn't like these cinematics.
Sorry, guys. Here we go, guys. Look! We beat Dead Space! I'm so excited, Brian. Good job. Good job, gamer.
Alban be praised. This is like the Star Wars ride at Disney, where you're just like shaking around.
Oh, look how
You
beautiful
watch
that
it
is.
come and explode. That's great.
All right, now, purportedly, the marker is safely put back. Cole's
Dead
dead.
Space.
Okay, let's see what this is, guys. Ready?
Yeah, sorry, it's a little laggy, guys.
Thanks. Okay, because I think this could be good. You guys, oh, look at the way that helmet unlatches itself. It kind of snaps up. Hi, Gunner. You have a good time, buddy? I would infinitely trust Gunner to nail the scene and make me feel the same way from the first one. It's just like, man, what did I just go through?
Isaac, it's me.
Now
Oh,
he says goodbye.
The fidelity's crazy.
Talk to you.
Right? Now he turns this off, right? He's been watching this log forever. Now he knows he was watching it and says goodbye to Nicole. He's like, okay.
So that
she's
completes
dead.
the arc of this game.
Yes.
Is he lets go.
He lets go there because he saw the truth finally. Oh, they didn't do the light trick. Interesting. Oh.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
The early to mid 2000s cut to black.
Yeah, man. What else? How is he going to do it? All right, guys. So good.
High five. We did it.
Good job, my friend. Excellent work. Excellent work.
Everybody say hi, chat. Say hi to YouTube. We did it.
We did it.
You were here.
Say goodbye to the YouTube.
You were here, chat.
I'm going to try we'll play the alternate ending. There's something about her walking up behind him, I think is the thing. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah, you were here.
Yeah, that was good. The difference between the last scenes there is that Isaac sits back after saying goodbye to Isaac into Nicole. Sits back into the shadows, and then the spacecraft is doing something with light that he crosses into shadow, and then his light begins to cross again. He sits up and he crosses back into the light, which is where we start the bumper where she screams at him. Yeah, the original jump scare. What do you guys think? So the original one was you weren't sure, and he looks, and as soon as the frame lands on it, she jumps at you. So this is great. There's like this corpsey Nicole sitting next to her. Maybe that's where her body is with him. That's interesting. I didn't hate the jump scare because when he turns to look at her, you get a set of suddenly you're not afraid of what's in the corner. Like it's supposed to be a jump scare. He's supposed to be like, do I hear something? And you turn, and sure enough, that's the thing. Right now, he's like, and he turns, and there's this corpse sitting there.
Do we want to look at the alternate ending real quick? We gotta just look it up on YouTube.
What kind of thought between the design change of Nicole from 2 to 3? Well, she was going to play a much bigger role in 2, and she had become, at the time, she was the good force of the markers, trying to help you defeat the markers, right? It was sort of a love story from beyond the grave, and I don't know if that comported with the arc of Nicole and Dead Space 1's original take, where there was some mystery or misunderstanding of the ghosts and what they were doing, like some were good, some were bad. The problem is the ghost helping you permeates the transmedia. It's all in the novel Martyr, it's in Catalyst, the novel, it's in Liberation, the graphic novel, it's in the prequels, it's in Aftermath, it's in Dead Space, it's everywhere. It's all in all the transmedia. So it's not possible to excise the concept of that from the franchise. So I would go back and make sure that it has a way to exist, Alternate ending. Okay. Ooh! Okay, guys, here we go.
I hope it's not too loud, chat.
The Ishimura really was a great ship.
Yeah. We were lucky to see her in her prime.
Are we going home, Isaac? There's so much work to do.
Soon. I
There's
promise.
marker stuff everywhere.
Gotta build a little something first.
Oh no.
What is it?
It's a surprise, sweetie. But I think you're gonna like it.
What? Dead Space 2 helmet?
Wow.
Oh,
great.
wow, that's so fun. From what I recall of the Dead Space 2 arc for Isaac, Isaac somehow is picked up and taken to the Sprawl, where with Strauss, people who know the marker signal are brought because Unitology wants to bring the markers back. They unknowingly are trying to invoke a convergence event under the influence of the markers, and so they're trying to build one. Like that's what the unitology accidentally doesn't know it wants. And so he is a catalyst for that. And so he has then already crossed over in this scene to being under the influence of the markers to build it for them. Because we just skip straight to the fact that in Dead Space 2, you open in media res. He's built it for them and already been used for that. So it's cute. I think it's a cute idea.
I just love
Loco
how
in the Coco.
yeah, he's just went completely bonkers.
He kind of has that look in his face. He's like, I've got a good idea. And like Bloody Nicole walks up behind him. He's like, I think you're going to like it.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's really, really good. You know what's funny is if they do Dead Space 2, we can talk about Dead Space 2 a second, is if they do Dead Space 2, I would want to ask about what they're going to do with the ending to clean up the lore.
Yeah.
So that we make it one of the two.
Yeah.
So
with the ending with Nicole, fighting Nicole.
Yeah, like do you fight Nicole or is that explained in some other way because she's trying to help you? Like what is her role? Just iron out her role franchise-wide. And you know what's funny? Watching through Dead Space 1, now I remember Ben and I spent 3 months after we were trying to iron out Dead Space 2, trying to clean all this up because there were contradictions.
Yeah.
So now I remember what they were. Woo! That's great.
Wow.
All right, sweet. Oh, hell no. Isaac took 40 Benadryls.
He's just like, that was great, I had fun.
That's so fun. All right, sir.
Well, thank you for going on this journey with me, and thank you, chat, for coming with us. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining the live stream. We're so excited you guys could join us.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. Everybody say goodbye.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks a bunch. We'll see you for the next stuff. We will try to do some more content. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to doing
check
more
down
with Brian.
if you check down in the description, there's a bunch of links to all the things. If you guys want to follow the YouTube. There's Discord down there. If you guys want to jump in there, you can chat with each other, chat in there with everybody. And there's more, like I said, there's more stuff coming on the YouTube, and there'll be more streams coming. I got some fun stuff planned. You guys just wait and see. So thanks, everybody.
All right.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
See you guys later.